So today's video is going to be my June wrap up. Now I know I'm a bit late with this video, but I haven't filmed in like a month just because both I just wasn't feeling it and also because my dad has been home a lot. So yeah, I'm also filming this right after my August TBR and I adjusted the way that I look just a little bit. Like I don't usually tuck my hair behind my ears, but I'm very warm. Like there's currently a heat wave happening outside and I didn't pick the greatest outfit for that kind of weather, and I can't exactly open my window because then you're gonna hear all kinds of noise in the background. So yeah, I'm kind of warm. I hope I still look okay at least. So yeah, I'm also wearing earrings for once. Like that's something that has happened in like the month that I haven't filmed, is I have become an earring person all of a sudden. Like I have had like, you know, like the earring holes for like quite a while. Like I got them done when I was like 10 years old, but I've never been much of an earring person, but now all of a sudden I am. So yeah, don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but yeah. I'm just gonna get into this June wrap up because I feel like I'm just rambling and I'm making it worse for myself because I'm very warm. So yeah, let's just get into all the books I read in June. The first book that I read in June was actually a manga, and that is Kai X Yaku. This is a manga that also has like a live action BL show, or is it BL? I don't know if it classifies as BL, but I feel like it gives off those vibes. So yeah, this is a book from NetGalley, or rather a manga from NetGalley. I am just gonna warn you, like a lot of these like books and mangas are gonna be from NetGalley because I read a lot of them in June for some reason. Like I'm not even joking, I think only like 1 or 2 books on this list are not from NetGalley, so really sorry for that. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this. It was quite interesting. It does make me kind of nervous to read it because it's like a topic that I don't usually like read a lot, which is like mafia stuff. And it makes me kind of nervous that one of them is gonna die at the end. So yeah, that's not the most fun, but I'm gonna continue reading it, I think. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I obviously read volume 1. I don't think I said that, but yeah, I read volume 1. Might continue if I'm not like too nervous. So yeah. Then next is I See Our Face Turned Away, Volume 1. This is once again from NetGalley. This was kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to continue the series. I gave it like 2.5 stars, I think. So yeah, I'm glad that I read it because it counts towards... I'm sorry if you could hear my cat sigh really loudly. Like I think he's getting really annoyed at me just like talking while he's trying to sleep. So sorry if you can hear him sighing. But yeah, not the most interesting, so I don't think I'm going to continue the series, but I'm glad that I read it because it counts towards my Goodreads goal, which is great. So yeah, let's move on. Then next we finally have some physical books, or rather physical mangas that I read, and that was Haikyuu, volumes 26 till 28. And yeah, I quite enjoy this series. You guys have heard me talk about it a lot. I own a lot of them, as you can see maybe in the background. And yeah, I really enjoy this series. It's like a comfort read for me, even though it does make me quite anxious to read it. But yeah, it's about like volleyball. It's very good. It has an anime and like movies and stuff like that. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I wanted to continue reading after volume 28, but I don't really have a lot of volumes after 28. I have like 29 and 30, and that's about it. So yeah, I don't want to like, you know, read until the last volume that I own and then end on a cliffhanger, and then I can't buy like the next volume for like the next like 5 months, because that's going to be horrible. So yeah, want to continue it, but I don't own enough volumes. So yeah, really like it, highly recommend it. Then the next manga from NetGalley once again that I read was My Online Friend Is My Real Life Boss. Now this was kind of iffy. I didn't really enjoy it completely. I think I gave it like 2.5 stars. I don't know if I'm going to continue it. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. And once again, it's a manga from NetGalley. I read a lot of those in June, so really sorry about that. But yeah, at least I, you know, cleaned up my NetGalley list a little bit. I don't have like 50 unread books and like I'm lowering my score. So, you know, that's great at least. But yeah, was a bit iffy. Probably not going to continue the series. So yeah. Then next I basically read like 3 books from NetGalley that just contained like samplers of like books in a specific genre. Like I read a book that had samplers of like contemporary books coming out, sci-fi, fantasy books coming out, and like horror or thriller books coming out. So I basically just had like the first chapter or the first 2 chapters of like a book that was coming out soon in that genre. I thought it was quite interesting. It made me like, you know, get to know books that were coming out, because I usually don't keep up with that type of stuff, like new books coming out. So I was glad that I read these books. They were also very easy reads because of that, which is, not gonna lie, the main reason that I requested them from Nick Alley. But I did learn about like new books coming out, so that was very exciting. So yeah. Then next we have another book from Nick Alley, but this time it's not a manga, it is a children's book. So like I said, I read quite interesting things in June, but it was a children's book that had disability representation. That's the reason why I requested it. I usually don't request children's books unless they have like a topic that I want to read about, like a disabled character. And yeah, I really like it that they have like disabled characters in like books for children, because disabled people deserve like representation at any age, and that includes like small children. So yeah, I'm very glad this book exists. I think I gave it 4 stars or 5 stars, I don't remember it. But it's kind of difficult to rate a children's book considering I'm not a child, so I don't think my rating matters too much. But yeah, I gave it quite a high score. I liked it. I liked the fact that it had representation. And yeah, let's just move on to the next book, which I'm pretty sure is also a children's book, but with a different kind of representation. I might be wrong about that. We'll see, I guess, in like 2 seconds. So the next book is in fact not a children's book from Nick Alley. I know that I read another children's book from Nick Alley that had non-binary representation, I'm pretty sure. Sorry if you can hear my cat moving. He's leaving my room, I think, or drinking. He's drinking water. Sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, the children's book with like non-binary representation that I read, I'm pretty sure I read it in July and not in June. But yeah, the last manga that I read in June was another manga from Nick Alley, and that was My Noisy Roommate, which was very difficult to pronounce. But I read the first volume. It was actually a lot better than I was expecting. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like continue this series, because again, I really like this, surprisingly enough, which usually I don't really expect, because like with Nick Alley mangas, I just kind of like pick mangas that I think will look interesting, and then I usually don't fully like them. But this one took me by surprise. I really liked it. So yeah, I'm glad that I read it. I gave it like 4 stars, I think. And yeah, like I said, I will probably continue this series. So yeah, it was the last book or manga on this list. I'm sorry, it was a very weird like list. Basically just like all Nick Alley and like basically no books, only like manga and like, you know, samplers of books. Like very weird combination, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. I'm very glad this video is done now, because 1, I'm very warm, 2, I'm in pain, and 3, I'm pretty sure my cat is about to start meowing, because he's like sitting in a spot in my room that he usually sits in when he's gonna start meowing for my attention. So very glad this video is over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even if it was a bit weird with the selection of books. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what you read in June, I guess. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.